God will bring his people, all people, to his judgment. If people think the adversary was bad, I would not want to be in the hands of an angry God. He had bent his bow like an enemy. He has stood with his right hand as an adversary, and slew all that were pleasant to the eyes in the tabernacle of the daughters of Zion. He poured out his fury like fire. The Lord was an enemy. He has swallowed up Israel. He has swallowed up all her palaces. He hath destroyed his strongholds. He hath increased in the daughters of Judah mourning and lamentation. And he hath violently taken away his tabernacle, as if it were of a garden. He hath destroyed his palaces of the assembly. The Lord has cursed the solemn feast and Sabbath to be forgotten in Zion, and hath despised in the indignation of his anger the king and the priest. The Lord hath cast off his altar. He hath abhorred his sanctuary. He hath given up unto the hands of the enemy the walls of her palaces. They have made a noise in the house of the Lord, as in the day of solemn feast. The Lord hath purposed to destroy the walls of the daughters of Zion. He hath stretched out a line. He had not withdrawn his hands from destroying. Therefore he made the rampart and the wall to lament. They languish together. Her gates are sunk into the ground. They have destroyed and broken her bars. Her kings and her princes are among the Gentiles. The laws is no more. Her prophets also find no vision from the Lord. They may build their wall against Creator God's law, but he will destroy it. He will take the law of himself out of the eyes and hands of his people. They shall look, but will not find. Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest, and counsel from the ancient. The king shall mourn, and the prince shall be clothed with desolation, and the hands of the people of the land shall be troubled. I will do unto them after their way, and according to their desert shall I judge them, and they shall know that I am the Lord. They lie, steal, cheat, kill, and all they can do to enrich themselves, and do not even go by their own laws. In thee are men that carry tales to shed blood, and in thee they eat upon the mountains. In the midst of thee they commit lawlessness. In thee have they discovered their father's nakedness. In thee have they humbled her that was to be set apart for pollution. And one hath committed abomination with his neighbor's wife, and another hath lawfully defiled his daughter-in-law, and another in thee hath humbled his sister, his father's daughter. In thee they have taken gifts to shed blood. Thou hast taken usury, and increased, and thou hast greedily gained of thy neighbors by extortion, and hast forgotten me, saith the Lord God. Just think, all of this is for greed of nothing but self. We see a lot of people doing that today. And do we have Jesus' lifestyle? Have a word we use called conspiracy? And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto her, Thou art the land that is not cleansed, nor rained upon in the day of indignation. There is a conspiracy of her prophets in the midst thereof, like a roaring lion, raving the prey. They have devoured souls. They have taken the treasure and precious things. They have made her many widows in the midst thereof. Her priests have violated my law, and have profaned my holy things. They have put no difference between the holy and the profane, neither have they showed difference between the unclean and the clean, and have hid their eyes from my Sabbath, and I am profane among them. They say to do good on one hand, but on the other will not. They will not be ashamed till Jesus shows them. Thou son of man, show to the house of Israel, that they may be ashamed of their iniquity, and let them measure the pattern. And if they be ashamed of all that they have done, show them the form of the house, and the foundation thereof, and the going out thereof, and the coming in thereof, and all the forms thereof, and all the ordinance thereof, and all the forms thereof, and all the laws thereof, and write it in their sight, that they may keep the whole form thereof, and all the ordinance thereof, and do them. This is the law of the house upon the top of the mountain, the whole length thereof. Round about shall be most holy. Behold, this is the law of the house. Jesus was the best heaven had to offer. The government and the princes of the day make God's law into an image for us to worship. Worship is what you do in life. Then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and the princes, because an excited spirit was in him, and the king thought to set him over the whole realm. Then the presidents and the princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could not find none occasion nor fault. Forasmuch as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him. Then said those men, we should not find any occasion against Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of his God. Then those presidents and princes assembled together to the king, and said thus unto him, King Darius, live forever. And the presidents of the kingdom, and the governors, and the princes, and the counselors, and the captains, have counseled together to establish a royal statute, and to have a firm decree, that whosoever shall ask a portion of any god or man for 30 days, say of thee, O king, he shall be cast into the den of lions. Now, O king, establish the decree, and sign the writing, that it be not changed according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which alter not. Therefore, King Darius signed the writing and the decree. I see this is happening again. You see, when Daniel would not go by their law for their God, like sodomy, abortion, same-sex marriage, the definition of marriage on the internet is the legal or formally recognized union of a man and a woman, or, in some jurisdictions, two people of the same sex, as partners in a relationship. So I asked, why don't we go back to God's way of marriage and get out of the government? They're in the world of God's law. So we have to go today to the government to be recognized by Creator God. It is nowhere. If so, where? You might believe one way, but the Creator has His way, and it is above all. You think you see, we will be set before the King of Man, and be condemned to keep man-made laws like we are today. Then these men assembled unto the king, and said unto the king, Now, O king, that the law of the Medes and the Persians is, that no decree nor statute which the king established may be changed. We have the law of the Medes and Persians. Today, and they will be brought to pass again. The Medes are the Assyrians, and the Persians are the Babylonians. Because Israel did not obey the law of God, the curse is on all of us. O Lord, to us belongs confusion of face, to our king, to our princes, and to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee. To the Lord our God belongeth mercy and forgiveness, though we have rebelled against him. Neither have we obeyed the voice of the Lord our God, to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servant the prophets. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even thy departing, and that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses the servant of God, because we have sinned against him, and he hath conformed his word, which he spoke against us, and against our judges that judges us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven hath not been done as hath been done upon Jerusalem. As it is written in the law of Moses, all this evil is come upon us, yet made we not our prayer before the Lord our God, that we might turn from our iniquities, and understand thy truth. Therefore hath the Lord watched upon the evil, and brought it upon us. For the Lord our God is righteous in all his works which he doeth, for we obey not his voice. We can only worship afar off the laws of Creator God. We cannot live them. We have to go through the government for Creator God to recognize us. This the curse of life on all, and it will be till Jesus comes back.